What's up, YouTube? I came back with another video. And for this one, man, we just chilling tonight. We having a nice little mellow session. This channel, man, the way that I'm looking at it and what I'm seeing, the growth, man, just over 100,000 views on the video about, the night my father died. And I knew the video was probably going to do pretty well. I was thinking at the most maybe like 10, 15,000. I did not think it was going to get up to 100,000, man. That's ridiculous, and over 10,000 likes and 2,000, 3,000 comments, man. I haven't even been able to even touch them all. I think I'm going to have to hire somebody to kind of help me go through them because there's so many. But I just want to thank y'all for that, man. And, just constantly showing love. A lot of people was curious. A lot of people wanted to, hear what I had to say. They seen the love and the bond that I had with my father, man. And, of course, you got people that talk, and I ain't worried about it. I just laughed at it, and because I think it's fun. That's why I said I appreciate the bad comments too, because it shows that people are listening and people are watching. And that's just what comes with being a content creator. That's what comes with people don't like us for a reason that I don't care anything about it. Honestly, I'm like, we all go to bed just fine. We know we good in our life, and I wish them the best. I wish everybody the best too, man. Like, I'm not really worried about what people think. That's their right. It's everybody's right to like you and not like you, and to be critical and whatever, as long as they do it from afar. Just don't. We ain't had nobody walk up on us in person, because that'd be a whole different story. But but I just want to thank y'all for showing love. And hey, sit down. Stop trying to chase stuff, man. I'm out here with the dog today. This channel was founded on the basis of, positivity, about doing the right thing, succeeding in life, wanting the best, having that zeal to get up and, try harder for another day. I've seen a lot of people over the years, and I don't even want to say over the years, over the past couple of months, that 2023 was a challenging year. And I can speak for all of us probably when I say this is probably one of the toughest years of our lives, man, on record. That was when I moved here to San Antonio, and I just noticed that it was like one thing after the next. And there was a lot of negativity going on, man, in my personal life and my emotional life, and like I said, I dealt with it in the way that I do. Like I said, I prayed, and, I stayed meditated, and, just try to stay positive. But it was like one thing after the next. And so I figured it's probably just the trials and the tribulations that everybody go through, man, just in life. And, and I can say from my part, at least I kind of knew what it was. And I started to realize that most people, they don't know, when they going through it, they don't have the spirit, or they not wired in God. And so they think it's just the universe hates them, or, it's just a bad juju, or whatever they call it. And so I realized that when I did this channel about a month ago, it wasn't really based on, I didn't even think it was really going to do exceptionally well. As you know, I'm a musician. I don't do anything other than just, music and letting it move through me. But I noticed I'm like, I feel like people can use a little bit of a motivational prep talk. Because that's just what I've noticed, like, pretty much all throughout my teen years and my, early 20s and stuff. I'm an excellent motivator. I like to motivate people to, do good and do the right thing. And I'm just positive. I like to speak positivity, and I like to be around people that do the same as well. You know what I'm saying? And so, people was telling me for a while, they was like, hey, man, you should be a motivational speaker. They was like, hey, man, I needed to hear that encouragement, because a lot of them don't have that in their life. A lot of them don't have, family and friends and God, and, what I'm saying? They don't have anybody that's looking out for them and that's loving them, And I'm a type of person, like I said, I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to succeed and, have the best, you know what I'm saying? And so when I made this channel, this was just pretty much just documenting some of the stuff about my life and, just, behind the music and things like that. And I was like, well, why not just put some motivation in it too? Because people need to hear that. We're living in a time where everything is so negative. You turn on the news and it's just shooting after shooting, killing after killing. We're looking at these politics, and whatever side you for, it's just it's getting out of control, man. It's like it's a whole war now on just anything that you do, your religion, your belief system. You know what I'm saying? It's a war on Christians. It's a war on, standing for the right thing. You're stressed out in this economy and your finances and your mental and your emotional and your spiritual, just everything. You just going through the motions, man. And sometimes it feels like that, nobody cares, Sometimes you don't have that good push, and I know a lot of people, they don't, like I said, they're not wired in God. They don't have that foundation, and even people that do, you still a human being. You're going to go through those things because that's just life, and I realized that I wanted to get on here and talk about my life because there are people that are identifying with me, and I didn't really think many people was listening to what I was saying, because like I said, when I put the videos out, I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself. Like a lot of times when I'm doing these vlogs about motivation and moving on, I was personally talking to myself because I had to move on from the situation I was dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? And so, that's why I think a lot of times I don't really remember what I'm saying because I'm speaking so hard to myself at the same time. And when people are replaying it to me and say, hey, man, you said this and that was a good point and I needed to hear that, and I didn't even think really anybody was taking from what I was saying, and then I play it back and I'm like, man, I did say that. I was like, bro, I needed to hear that. Like, I needed to hear that for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of that stuff be touching my own soul. And so, just to be inspirational, man, like I said, it's not to get no praise or no glory or nothing. It's like, I just want people to succeed, man. I just want people to be okay. We living in a world, man, where suicide is going up. You know what I'm saying? Like, trauma is going up. People don't know how to deal with their life, man. They taking their lives out. They taking other people out. You know what I'm saying? Their mental health is just all over the place, man. Their spiritual health is just not where it needs to be. And, some of them just don't have that type of encouragement, man. And so I always told myself, if it was me, what would I want somebody to tell me if I'm dealing with those things? You know what I mean? Like, what would I look for from people that care, that love, that nurture, you know what I'm saying? That come with the love of God, that come with the love of a human being, you know what I'm saying? Like, to have compassion for you as a person. You know what I mean? There was times where I talked to people that might have been jerks. They might have been the worst of the worst. And, I could have went off back, because we don't play that where I'm from. We don't play it over here. But I had to realize that they also are a human being, man. They might be going through some of the worst trials and tribulations of their life. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with what people do, but I'm just like, that situation they in, the way they cope with that might be the only thing that's keeping them from taking their life. And so I had to learn to stop being so uptight and so upfront with people and start realizing, like, what are you feeling? Why are you acting that way? Instead of, chopping them up, you know what I'm saying? Instead of, keeping it real 100 to where you run them off, it's like, why are you there in that situation? What do you feel? What led you to be like it? You know what I'm saying? And so, and when you start to get a backstory on their life and how they are and what they come from and what they've been through, sometimes you can't help but feel sorry for people because it's like nobody really asked to be in the situation or the life that they in. You know what I'm saying? And so with me, being super hard up, I had to learn to, you can be a man and be serious, but you can also have love and compassion, man, because everybody's not you. Everybody is not rooted like you are. Everybody's not hardcore like you are. Everybody don't experience love like you do. Everybody don't come from a good fam like you do. And so I said, the most I can do, man, is pray for folk. The most I can do is give back to people so they can experience some of that same love and care that I have. I talk to people that they ain't got no mothers or no fathers. They ain't got no brothers or no sisters or no granny or no family or no friends or nothing. And I've heard stories like you wouldn't believe, man. Like, some people, I don't even know how they alive, man. People come from stories, man, like you wouldn't believe, Some folk, I'm like, man, how are you still even walking? How are you still even doing it? And we complain about our little bitty relationship problems, and we complain about we ain't got the most money, and they don't like me today, and they took me off social media. And you got people, man, that's like, dude, they could have been taken out 20 different times. People's own father is doing stuff to them, man. Their own mother is doing stuff to them. Their whole life is jacked. I said, man, I will never complain the same way that I ever complained again. I've had people personally tell me, they was like, man, I ain't never had nobody in my corner like the way you trying to be here in my corner for me. People be on the verge of taking their very life. You understand that? We don't know what type of demons people are dealing with. We don't know what type of issues and problems people are facing every day they wake up. I know some people that's just like, bruh, it was hard to get out of bed this morning. They wanted to end it all. They don't have the motivation to get up and try. They don't have the motivation to get up and, accomplish anything because they've been told their whole life that they a loser. They've been told their whole life that they ain't worth nothing. They no good. They own people don't want them. Nobody wants them. When I started this channel, I was like, man, if I can reach 5, if I can show some of this love and kindness to 5 people, I didn't really think this channel was going to be that big. I knew it was going to eventually grow. But even the way it was growing, even before I even put that video out about, about my pops, man, like, it was growing pretty fast. I noticed the increase of subscribers. I was talking about it's okay to move on, talking about motivation, and people was wanting to hear that, and I didn't even know people was even listening. Some people like, man, I needed that today, man. I needed to hear a good word. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like to do. You like to give back to the community. I love to be a part of community outreaches. And that's why I said it's important to be involved with a church. So you can give back to the community. You can give back to people as a service. One of the fastest ways that killed my depression, that killed, anxiety, anything I was dealing with, was doing unto others that I would want done to myself. Talking good to others because I want people to talk to me like that. Treating others right because I want people to treat me like that. Like I said, Christ loved us first, but we love others the way that he loves us. And I said, when you show people that love, man, whatever you dealing with and you feeling, it's like it don't go away if all the way, but you feel so much better. Bringing a smile to somebody's face, making somebody's day, that feels good. You know what I mean? You ain't got to give $1 million. You ain't got to have the biggest donation charity. But if you can do something that brightens a person's future. When I see people without, man, like when you see people that ain't got nothing, that don't have anything, man, that's a perfect opportunity to step up and do something. Perfect opportunity to step in and be a blessing. I told you some of the main people on the internet talking is the ones that ain't giving nobody nothing. People in comment sections and just trolling, like those are some of the main people that ain't doing nothing for nobody. They ain't giving nobody nothing. They ain't giving nobody $1. They won't give up nobody a ride. They ain't paid a bill. They ain't get back to the community. If anything, folk like that is hurting the community. They not doing nothing for nobody but theyself. They feeding their stomachs. They feeding their mindset. They feeding their habits. And people are hurting, man. People are dying. People don't got love in their life. And they bitter. They rejected. That's why I said I was fortunate enough to know what it was like to have a father in my life, man. A lot of people don't. We living in a world with no love. People don't know what it's like to love or be loved. You feel me? And if you can spread that random act of kindness to one person, that affects all of reality, because then they spread it to somebody else. That spreads to somebody else. Somebody's watching you do it. They go spread it to the next man, to the next woman, to the next kid, to the next grown up, the next old person. You got to ask yourself, like, what can I do to be a blessing in somebody's life? What can I do instead of just thinking about me, about my situation? There was times, man, I thought I was the only person, because we all do that. We think we're the only one in the world going through it, the only one in the world feeling some type of way about something. And I look at people that's so much worse. And I said, Lord, I'll never complain in my life again about that situation. I will never in my life complain about nothing. You put your pride to the side, your ego. Sometimes, man, we so selfish. All we think about is us. I looked at people that off they self, man. You see them 12 hours before, they was just fine. They was cool. They was chilling. They was happy. They was laughing. And then 12 hours later, they're gone. And you're like, what could drive a person to do that? They look like they was okay. They put on the front like they was okay, but what was they really dealing with? What was really going on with them in their mind behind the scenes? Did anybody know? People that go through that type of stuff, they're not just these isolated people that don't got nobody. A lot of them are people that got friends. They got family. But some of them are so focused on their own problems, their own agendas, they don't like me and nobody loves me. And they can't even see the person next to them is trying to end it all. So when I do this channel, it's not for everybody. Everybody don't need to be motivated. Everybody don't want to, hear what you got to say. Everybody don't want to see what you got going on. They don't want to see you succeed or make it or have success, or they want you to do what they want. You know what I'm saying? People think you're going to be a certain type of way. And that's okay. It's okay for people not to like it. It's okay for people not to like me. I don't really care, but that's their right to do that. You can say that. You can, like I said, you can comment something negative. It's just going to go in the trash. But other than that, it's not for everybody. This is for the people that actually want to listen. The people that actually do want to better their life. Like I said, I'm not the most inspirational talker. I'm not a motivational speaker like on the top tier level. But I say what I can, man, because I want people to take from what I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you something that I'm not doing. When I'm speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to me. When I made these videos, I didn't really have no subscribers. I didn't have nobody listening to me. So I thought, well, I'm talking to me. Like, this is what I'm dealing with. You got to get over that, man. You got to get over that. You got to stop doing that. You got to stop staying in that frame of mindset. You can't sit in front of the TV all day. You can't be lazy. Don't be a bum. Don't be silly. Get your mental healing right. Get your spiritual healing right, man. Get your emotional healing right. Like, do everything you got to do so you can make it another day to have the best. And when I start applying it to my life, I can start telling others about the process that I went through. You know what I'm saying? All my videos, at the end of the day, as I said, it's going to lead you right back to positivity. It's going to lead you to God. It's going to lead you to doing the right thing. Because that's all we got in this life, man. It's very, very important to take care of your mental. It's very, very important to take care of your spiritual, of your emotional, your physical, all of that. Because all of those things pretty much affects everything else. If your mental is off, you're not going to be really focused on your emotional, because your emotional is going to be off. If your emotional is off, your spiritual is going to be off. If your spiritual is off, your physical is going to be off, because you don't really feel like getting up, going running. You don't feel like getting up, taking care of yourself, and you're going to want to sit around and be stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Staying in bed till 11, 12 o'clock. Eating junk food, trying to eat your problems away, smoke your problems away, drink your problems away. It's important. We ain't got to be perfect because we're not perfect. But we got to do better to take care of ourselves. We want to live a nice, healthy, long living life. Stress can kill you. Stress can do a number on your life and on your body, man. And especially when you don't know how to cope with it and you don't know how to deal with it, you're going to be looking for something to cope with it and deal with it. And that can just shorten your time and your destiny and call it even faster. As I said, man, there are a lot of people that are walking millionaires. There are people that are, walking inspiration, but they can't see it right now because they're stuck in a bind. They're in a loop, living the same day over and over again. They don't have that motivation to get up, to know that there's better days ahead. You ain't gonna be stuck there all the time. Sometimes it takes days, it takes weeks, it takes months, it might even take a year. But eventually it does get better. Like I said, God got you, man. God gonna take care of you, man. If anybody don't like you, God do. And that's why I said I'm good, because I'm like, if everybody don't like me tomorrow, if family turn on me, if all y'all leave, people just negative is all I do is in the comments, I don't care. God love me no matter what I do, no matter who I am. God love me when I was doing wrong. God love me when I'm doing right. He gonna love me whether, whatever the circumstance is. Like I said, God ain't gonna never leave you. He ain't gonna never hate you. So as long as you got that, man, that's enough motivation to get up. I told myself, I said, I don't care what nobody do, man. I'll never escape the love of God, and that's enough for me. God first, family second. My fam gonna always stick with me. And that's my motivation too, to keep going, because I know they always got my back no matter what, and vice versa. So when I'm bringing motivation on here, man, people are really taking a lot from that. And that means a lot because they can start applying that to their life. Sometimes they don't, like, you don't know what they dealing with. When I started doing some of the stuff, I was listening to a brother, man, that was doing pretty much the same thing that I'm doing here. And I sat and listened to it for a while, and I was like, man, he's hitting key facts. And I had a comment on it. I said, bro, I needed to hear that today. I said, I really need to hear what you said. It was refreshing, man. It was nice to hear. And dude hit me back, and he was like, man, appreciate that. He does a motivation channel for men, for, you know, that's dealing with a lot in their mind, that's dealing with a lot in their, you know, life. And usually I don't really watch those channels. I don't really pay attention to that, but I really listened to what he was saying, and I was like, dude, I didn't realize how inspirational that could be. And I thought, I was like, man, you do this all the time with people. You do music, they hear that. That's positivity. Mix the positivity in, you know, the music in with the motivation. You got yourself a channel. You got yourself, you know, a career. Like I said, I didn't think people was really taking anything from what I said until I realized that a lot of y'all taking from what I said. A lot more than what I thought. You feel me? So that's good to know, man. And I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate y'all for being tuned into the channel. You know, a lot of y'all understand, you know, y'all know me, man. Y'all rocking with me with whatever I do. Y'all supporting the music. Y'all supporting, you know, the path that I'm on. And I appreciate that. And I'm like, it's cool, man. You know, you got to let people say what they want to say. You got to let people express how they want to express. I think it's all funny to me. It's, you know, y'all ain't got to argue with them in the comments. You ain't got to do none of that, man. It's just, we all about motivation over here. We don't address this stuff. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, as long as my mental, my spiritual, and my physical is good and I'm good with God, man, that's all that matters. So I don't really care what people got to say about me. You know, I just want to keep continuing to do the right thing. And I want everybody to continue to do the right thing, man. Stay prayed up. Stay loved, man. Stay in a loving state where you can love others, man, because that's important. We got to love people even if they don't love us, even if they don't care about us. Like, even people that just be talking crazy, we don't want to be around them. And people that's just mad disrespectful, it's like, you know, we can tolerate to an extent. Like, don't come over here with that or we're going to have to deal with you. But we still love them. We love the haters, man. We love the soldiers. We love the Christians. We love the Muslims. We love everybody, man. We don't got to tolerate everybody, but we love them still because that's what we're supposed to do. As I said, man, love God. Love your family. Love yourself. Love what you do. Love what makes you you. Because there's 7 billion people in the world and there's nobody like you. God made you with your own unique fingerprint. If don't nobody else want you, just know he do. And if you can't find no other earthly person on this earth to tell you that you matter, I'm going to tell you that you matter. You worth more than just being a statistic, to being a loser, man, and being a nobody. I love people enough not to let them take themselves out and take others out. Don't hurt people, man. Don't hurt yourself. Love your life, man. Understand what you live in this life for. We got to stay motivated and motivate the young cats, man. That's really why I'm doing some of this too, because people around my age rank, man, like they don't really hear a lot of that. They the ones that's dealing with most of the negativity. They seeing a lot at the age of 15 or 20 that we would see at 30, 40, 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? You would think some of these kids has been in a war field, like a battle zone. Life is so fast for them, man. And, you know, if you can reach 5 of them, man, you can reach 500. If you can reach 500, you can reach 5,000. You reach 5,000, you can reach 500,000. Like, you start small, but you start building. You start, you know, the same way with how the video started building itself. The video reached about 1,000 of y'all. I was looking at the analytics, man, and it was reaching like, it don't mean that people watched it. It just means how many people it reached overall. The video now got 100,000, over 100,000 views. But the video reached 1.4 million people. So with 100,000 that watched, spread it out to 1.4 million people that its timeline, it did pop up on. So although 1.4 million people didn't watch it, it still reached 1.4 million. That just goes to show you the power of numbers, the power of reaching one can reach 1,000, it reached 10,000, you feel me? And so when you see that, man, It's the same in a natural sense, same in a spiritual sense, however you want to put it. We want to reach those that want to hear it. And that's just my goal, man. It's just to reach those that want to hear it with my music, with my talks, with the positivity, even the fitness, because this is also a fitness channel too. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm doing to reach folk. I'm reaching my own self. You feel me? Know what you can do and how you can be a blessing to others, that you can reach them too in that situation they're in that community that they're in. It's always about the positivity, man. Make sure you stay prayed up, man. And, you know, I appreciate all the love and support I've been getting on this channel. You just don't even know, man. There are some of y'all rocking super hard for the channel, man. And I really do appreciate that. And if you want to know how you can be a blessing, man, just go be a blessing to others. Spread one random act of kindness and just do that one thing. Because you never know whose life you could change and affect just by doing that. It's your boy, Stephen Darby Jr., man. I'm going to come at y'all with another vlog soon. Till then, man, we out of here. Stay prayed up, man. Love y'all, man. Peace.